Welcome to the Stronger, Leaner, Lighter show, the last one for 2022. Today I'm going to share with you probably what's been my most popular show over numerous years. And this is the top tips to help you survive Christmas without stress or weight. Can you even believe it's Christmas? What an incredible year. Let me know in the comments if you've had one of those incredibly challenging years. I think so many people have. And, as we kind of come towards that Christmas time now, you can have a lot going on. Perhaps not feeling that the year went as you wanted. Maybe you set all these wonderful intentions in January, and of course, maybe none of them have been achieved. Maybe you've really felt the impact of the stress over the last few years and it's impacting on your body. Or there's just some family stress. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be about 20 minutes, and I'm going to share with you some strategies, simple tips to help you survive Christmas without added stress or added weight. And I'll move on straight into this today. Now, the first one is recognize your triggers, what they're trying to tell you. So there's been no doubt that many of us are confronted at the moment with a lot of stuff coming up from our past. There's still a lot of issues around family stuff. There could be some challenging financial things that you're going through. So remember, with all of that, we're triggered by this stuff, and when that happens, you can tend to react or respond differently than you normally would if you weren't living in a state of stress. Now, I've talked a lot on the show about cortisol. As we age, cortisol is one of those hormones that we really do need to monitor. Now, cortisol is not all bad. It's the stuff that gets you up out of them in the morning. It's the stuff that gives you that, often works with adrenaline to give you the energy to achieve things. But it's when you're in this low production of continuous cortisol through low-grade stress and anxiety that what happens with that cortisol, of course, it lays itself down as belly fat, but it also implicated in numerous studies around disease. So it's incredibly important that you are recognizing your triggers over the Christmas period and looking at ways in which you can understand what's really going on for you. Remember, it's not about what happens to you, it's how you handle it. And you may find you were triggered this year. And so it's important to look at that. It's important to look at, using EFT or meditation to help you deal with that. And I'll pop a link in the comment. I do have quite a lot of tapping videos on my YouTube channel. So I will put a link in the bottom here that you'll be able to use and access if and when you're feeling stressed, when Christmas is around, especially around family maybe, or even just going shopping for Christmas. I'm not hitting the shopping malls this year because I'm buying everything online, but I've been told that it's really busy out there, and I've seen a couple of my retail friends post, okay, guys, don't be rude to me. So there's a lot of stress going on in the world at the present time. All right, secondly, the easy way to practice intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is so easy to practice over the Christmas period, and it simply means that you're going to give your body a break. And that's the best thing of all, really. It's just that intermittent fasting, what it does is simply help your body move into autophagy, which means your cells can regenerate a little bit better. It gives your body a chance to kind of get rid of some toxins from your body, and also just, a reset. Great way to practice intermittent fasting, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. You can practice intermittent fasting and still enjoy everything there is to enjoy about Christmas. Now, what I've got for you is I have a special guide. If you haven't or don't quite know how to implement intermittent fasting, I've got a guide for you. I'm going to pop it in the comments too, and it can help you practice intermittent fasting correctly over the Christmas period. Now, we've also got a number of recipes in there as well. that you can use when you are practicing intermittent fasting. In particular, I look at one of the things that I'll talk about in a minute. Actually, I'll talk about the protein in a minute, but looking at ways that you can implement this effectively. And there's some real guidelines when it's done correctly, when intermittent fasting is done correctly. And I know many women are not doing it correctly. It can be a wonderful way in order to help you really survive Christmas without putting on that extra weight. Remember, it's not about reducing calories. It's just timing, the way you time your food. Tip number 3, the power of HIIT and strength workouts. This is a brilliant time to be working out. And of course, home workouts are the best. Again, I've got lots of home workouts that you can use. But for focusing on your strength, remember, don't just go for a walk with the kids. If you've had a big Christmas lunch, get out and play a game of touch football, or challenge the kids to do some push-ups, or in the morning while you're preparing breakfast, do some squats, do some lunges, do some push-ups against the bench. I prefer that you're working with weights or bands, because that way you're going to be building your muscle mass. And the more muscle mass you have, remember, that you are going to increase your metabolism, especially as we get older. Now, interestingly enough, a new study just released, and it was actually on, I think it was Channel 9 News yesterday or the day before, showed the power of 1 minute HIIT, so high intensity interval training. So a little as a minute, you can go for a walk and then just run for 20 seconds, 30 seconds as fast as you can, or walk as fast as you can, and then go back to normal and then do it again, and have found that can be really beneficial to your body. All right, tip number 4, don't deny yourself over Christmas, and focusing on what I call conscious eating. In other words, really enjoy the foods you're going to have. Now, I mentioned before, of course, if you're practicing intermittent fasting, you'll want to just really ensure that when you're sitting down at the Christmas table, just ask your body, what do I really want? I can have anything I want here. It's just like, I'm going to have anything that I want here right now in front of me. What does my body want? If you're out of that, if you're restricting yourself, I shouldn't have this, I can't have that, you're going to want more of it. So don't deny yourself anything over Christmas. It's only 2 days, really, or maybe 3 if you celebrate Christmas Eve, then Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Just enjoy the food, reaching for those foods. Here in Australia, we're really lucky because we have a lot of salads and prawns and chicken and turkey, and we have really great quality foods that we can eat over Christmas, and just enjoy it. And when it comes to eating desserts, enjoy them. Don't eat them and have in the back of your mind, beating yourself up over them. Just really enjoy them. Tip number 5, I'm going to try and get this in under 20 minutes. This will be interesting. Tip number 5 is focus on protein. Do you know, as a menopausal, we need between 1 and 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So if you are a 65 kilogram woman, you'll need about 25 grams of protein per meal. Now, why? Because as our estrogen decreases, our body's ability to process protein is diminished. And so you want to be looking at proteins that have a lot of amino acids in them, and that usually comes from animal products. Interesting, in a year, Jerry and I made a decision to stop being vegetarians and start to implement more meat into our diet. And can I tell you, I have to tell you, my body is in better shape than ever before. Because while we were vegetarians, while we tried to implement a lot of proteins, it was difficult. And I was missing those amino acids, the 9 amino acids. And of course, if you a protein smoothie for we're breaking your fast is really good. This is the TR90. I don't know if you can see it or not. Tell you, the green shake. The reason I love this one is because not only contains 15 grams of protein, but also contains spirulina, beet juice, wheatgrass, and chlorella, which are really good complete proteins and also provide you with some good quality greens. So, over Christmas, you may not be getting as many green vegetables as normal. So that's a really good idea. And there's more about that in that download that I mentioned, and how you can actually use that to make things like rumbles and protein bars and it's a really, really good source of giving people healthy food without them really realizing it. Before I go on, just want to quickly talk about the special we've got going on at the moment. We're talking about body, and I wanted just to share with you this results that I've had from these amazing products that I've been using. The firming cream, which is the hibiscus and honey firming cream. And you can see here the difference in my, the crepiness in my skin from August to October. And it really has made a difference to my body and my skin. And we've got a special on at the moment that if you order the two of the firming creams, also and 2 of the tanning gels, which are beautiful. I've got that on today. You can see it gives that a really nice glow. Goes on very quickly, dries very quickly, using it, of course, very sparingly, as I found out the hard way when I went somewhere and put a lot on and didn't quite look my my normal self. We say I was glowing in the room. You just put a very little on, lasts about 5 to 6 days. We have to top it up, add it with the firming cream, and it really does help get rid of that crepey skin. Great for neck, décolletage, and legs. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me, and I'll share a little bit more about that. But they are, you can buy them separately if you want, but we've got that special on if you buy the 2 together. And I'll put that back on again. So purchase 2 firming creams, 2 tanning gels together, and save $25. But the firming cream, can I tell you, I'm in love with it. It's my absolute favorite thing in the world at the moment, especially as we're into summer and you want to be wearing those, short sleeve or sleeveless dresses. And, for years I hid my arms. I was always sort of just wore dresses that hid my arms. Even though I worked out, I still had that crepiness, but it's I don't know if you can see it. It's all gone. Well, it's not all gone. It's still there. But the firming cream and the tanning gel really help to kind of refract the light or something. I'm not quite sure what it is. But it's certainly a lot more confidence when I'm wearing short sleeves. So if you want to know more, send me a DM and I'll tell you more about that. All right, we're going to go tip number 6 now. The alcohol rule. All right. This is a time when all those alcohol things go right out the window, and rightly so. You might be having mimosas for breakfast, or you might be, enjoying a glass of champagne with friends at lunchtime, or, things. It's a time for enjoyment, and that's certainly the way it is. But there's a rule to drinking alcohol that can really help. So the rule of thumb is 1 glass of water, 1 glass of wine, and especially at night, 1 hour before bed. 2 glasses of water, 2 glasses of wine, 2 hours before bed. The problem with alcohol at night is that the liver works to process the alcohol first. It's called fat sparing. And so the liver has to work really hard to process that alcohol. And so if it leaves the fat burning in your body to last almost. So by adding the water, drinking plenty of water, 1 glass of wine, 1 glass of water, and if you're having wine at night, 1 hour before bed, that's the alcohol rule. So still enjoy alcohol, but just make sure that you are making it work for you. Number 2, keep that water intake up 1 to 2 liters a day. So if you're hosting Christmas, make sure there's water on the table. Make sure you're drinking that 1 to 2 liters, at least 8 to 10 glasses of water a day. And that can be really difficult over Christmas, especially if you're entertaining people. But just keep that rule of thumb. You'll certainly survive Christmas a lot better by doing that. Okay, tip number 8, prioritize your sleep routine. Nothing messes up with your hormones more than lack of sleep. In particular, 2 of the hormones, ghrelin, which is the hormone that tells you when you're hungry, and leptin, which is the hormone that tells you when you're full. Those are disrupted, and in particular, you're hungry and you will tend to reach for things that which is hydrate type of stuff, and one, it's not working properly. So you won't know when you're full, so you may tend to overeat. So sleep is the thing to prioritize where you can, and making sure you get into that good sleep routine. Again, if you were, out late at night and you're enjoying, alcohol and nice food, remember the alcohol rule: 1 glass of wine, 1 glass of water, 1 hour before bed, 2 glasses of wine, 2 glasses of water, 2 hours before bed. And that can be enough to help you sustain that good sleep routine. A good sleep mask where you can keep your room cool. I know it's difficult in our summer heat, but try and keep the room cool so that you're getting a good night's sleep, and no scrolling on your phone, because that blue light will keep you awake. And tip number 9, be present. Be absolutely present at Christmas. And go back to tip number 1. If you're in a situation where it's stressful, recognize your triggers and what they're trying to tell you. Sometimes Christmas is a time to reignite family issues. And especially as everybody's might be a little bit more stressed this year than last year. It's been a challenging year for many. So be present. And if you are triggered, say, okay, what's really going on for me? What am I being triggered about at the moment? This year, Christmas is, there can be some big expectations of it. And I know for this year, for us, it's a very different Christmas. And so we have to create new routines. We have to create new traditions. And being very aware of my own things that are coming up for me, as you know, because my father passed away 4 weeks ago today. And my kids are still away. So again, it's another year for us of very different feelings for Christmas. So all you need to do is stay present in them. Don't deny them, because when you deny them and push them away, that's when you're going to reach for foods or more alcohol to kind of numb the feeling. Don't do that. Just try and write, okay, this I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling triggered by old Uncle Bob over here is driving me nuts again. I'm being triggered. Breathe, and be present. Okay, we are almost at the 20-minute mark. I want to quickly let you know about the Transform You 90-Day Health Reset. There's $100 that's going up on the 1st of January. If you want to know more about that, which also includes a lifetime membership to the Stronger, Leaner, Lighter program. If you want to know more about that and you think, I might kind of lock into that now before the price goes up. And I've got a free group to throw in for you as well. Just check in on Calendly, and I'm just going to put this up here. Put that in my the comments so you can see it. And let's have a chat about whether there's something you want to do after Christmas. I mean, personally, I don't. I think everything should always start when you're ready. But if you said, you know what, I want to lock in that price for the 2020 price before the price goes up $100, and it's going up because of supply chain issues. That's the only reason it's going up. Being out, we know with everything at the moment, trying to source things, that's been the biggest trouble. So those are the things. If you want to know more, let's reach out, or you want to know more about the if you want to know more about the the program. I can't get this up. Where is it? Where'd it go? What you want to know more about the special Christmas offer: 2 firming creams and 2 tanning gels together. Give you beautiful tan, that lovely glowing look, and at the same time help to firm up the arms, legs, décolletage, and get rid of that crepey skin. Just send me a message and I will order that for you. And in the meantime, have a wonderful Christmas, everybody. It's been a tough year for many people. And I wish you many magical blessings, and enjoy your time. If you're having downtime, that's wonderful. For our retail friends, stay present. Keep those feet, looking after your feet and your body. And I shall see you next time. Thank you for being on the Stronger, Leaner, Lighter show this week.